So today, the 18th of July, small update on the crown module. As we can see, everything is color coded. So the light blue ones have been blocked out and the green and yellow ones have merely been cut out. So these are the inside surfaces of our crowns. They have not been blocked out. Okay, so we cannot get confused. Now let me show you what this update can do now, which we haven't been able to do this in the past. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 50 micron margin on it. And as I zoom in, we can see that's a very, very small margin. Okay, now say for example I want to change my mind and put a 200 micron margin. We can interchange this randomly, so whichever one you click is going to come up. This gives us way more control, and even if we make a mistake later on with the crown, we can redo the crown. The plus and minus will just expand it. Now if you want to make your own margin, you just click on that, S to scale, E, Z to extrude, and you can make any margin which you want to make. This is really helpful for implants, I suppose. Okay, if you don't like it, just delete it. It goes back to the light blue and it just resets it to the previous when we first started. So there's quite a few changes in this menu folder. Now let us randomly select one and we block it out. Now the beauty of this is that we can work in any order, so we're not limited to a specific workflow. So here what I'm going to do is block out the lower surface. We get a good bird's eye view of the actual crown, and then we can actually visualize any undercuts if there are any. So as noted before, this one turns light blue in color, and then we can go through the motion of putting our margins. And by the way, you can do all the margins in one go. So here's another little change. We had somebody by mistake put the wrong die spacer. So instead of 50 microns, he may have put like 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters by mistake. And you can imagine that at the end of the day, there was a hole going right through the crown. So let's go with that and accept this 1 millimeter spacer. Okay, now assuming we notice we've made a mistake, we want to change the die spacer. Well, I'm going to open up the outliner window just to expose the spacer. Just to demonstrate, and by the way, you don't really need to use the outliner window when you're working with the crown module. Okay, so here's that big, thick spacer, cement spacer. Now just click on Add Cement Spacer and it'll delete the previous one, and we're going to accept it and make our support safety zone, and we're going to accept that. And once that's done, we can just move on to the next one. And here you can do this as many times as you like, which gives us way more control. So in order to do this, please just go to the Update Module button, and wherever in the world you are, as long as you've got internet, you'll have these new scripts instantly loaded on your computer.